Hello everyone. Let's welcome to Simple Science, where we will learn science in a simple way. Today in this session we are going to learn about a very important cell organelle. We have learned in previous classes that the eukaryotic cell is different from the prokaryotic cell, that is due to the presence of the different cell organelles. Each and every cell organelle, it has its own important function in the cell. So, today we are going to learn about a very important cell organelle, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Today we are going to learn about the endoplasmic reticulum. So, today by the end of this session we will learn about the history of endoplasmic reticulum. We will learn about the meaning of term endoplasmic reticulum. We will learn about the occurrence of endoplasmic reticulum, different types of endoplasmic reticulum, what exactly is the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. All these 5 points we are going to cover today. Let's move towards our first point, that is about the history of endoplasmic reticulum. If we are talking about the history of endoplasmic reticulum, then remember the endoplasmic reticulum, this term was firstly coined by the Potter in the year 1953. When the Potter was observing the liver cells in electron microscope, he found a structure, he found a specific structure in the cytoplasm of the cell. To that specific structure, he called it up as the endoplasmic reticulum. What is the reason why he called it as the endoplasmic reticulum? That we will learn in our next slide. Is it clear? So remember, the term endoplasmic reticulum was firstly coined up by the Potter in the year 1953. Now look over this figure. It's a figure of eukaryotic cell. It has a well developed nucleus, membrane bound nucleus is present. So, if you are seeing here, adjacent to the nucleus, one figure is present, one structure is present, that is the slightly orange color structure, and beside the orange color structure you can see the brownish color structure. Is it clear? So, this structure, it is combinedly called as the endoplasmic reticulum. This endoplasmic reticulum is present in the cytoplasm of the cell. In the cytoplasm of the cell also, where exactly it is present, that we will see in our next slide. So, it is present in the cytoplasm of the cell, and the one end of the endoplasmic reticulum is get attached with the outer membrane of the nucleus, and the second end it attached with the plasma membrane of the cell. Is it clear? So, it is about the location and about the some essential points of the endoplasmic reticulum. The term endoplasmic reticulum has been coined first time by the Potter in the year 1953. It is present in the cytoplasm of the cell. So, this brownish color structure is nothing but the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. If we are talking about how exactly it is arranged, after the nucleus, the rough endoplasmic reticulum is present, and beside the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or after the rough endoplasmic reticulum, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is present, and the one end of the endoplasmic reticulum, it attached with the outer membrane of the nucleus, and the second end it attached with the plasma membrane of the cell. It's about the some brief information of endoplasmic reticulum. Now let's move towards the terminology. It's a very important aspect of this cell organelle, that why it has been called up as the endoplasmic reticulum only. What is the reason behind it? Is it clear? So, if we are reading the word endoplasmic reticulum, we are getting the two different words in it. Number one, endoplasmic, and second one is reticulum. So, why is it called as endoplasmic? Why is called as reticulum? It has two different reasons. It called as a reticulum based on the location, it called endoplasmic based on location, and reticulum based on its appearance, how exactly it appeared. So, if we are talking about the endoplasmic, this word, the endoplasmic, this word, it got due to its location. When the Potter, he observed it in the field of microscope, he found it present in the cytoplasm, but exactly in the cytoplasm also it is found in the endoplasmic region of the cell. Where exactly it is found? As it is found in the endoplasmic region of the cell. That's why it is called up as the endoplasmic. Is it clear? Second one, what is the reason why it called as a reticulum? So remember, when the Potter he observed it under the field of microscope, then he observed net-like a structure in the cytoplasm. When he was observing it in the field of microscope, in the field of electron microscope, then it looks like a net-like structure in the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, a net-like structure was observed by the Potter. So, in 18th century, the European ladies, they carried the purses of netting. To that purses of netting, it was called up as a reticules. Is it clear? So, when Potter he observed the structure, when he observed the liver cells, he observed a net-like structure, and in the 18th century this netting like purses or this netting purses which were carried by the European ladies, it was called up as a reticules. And because of this word, and from this word reticules, this word it got the name as reticulum. Is it clear? So based on how exactly it appears, it called up as a reticulum, and based on the location where exactly it is present, is called as the endoplasmic. So combinedly, that's why it is called as endoplasmic reticulum. Is it clear? Now let's talk about the occurrence of the endoplasmic reticulum. We know that some of the cell organelles are present in some cells, but they do lack in other cells. In the same way, the endoplasmic reticulum, it also present in some cells, it also absent in some cells. So we can say that occurrence of endoplasmic reticulum, it varies from one cell to other cell. From cell to cell, the occurrence of endoplasmic reticulum, it is varied. For example, if we are talking about the erythrocytes, that is RBCs, then egg cells and embryonic cell, these cells lack the endoplasmic reticulum. On other side, few cells like the cells of adipose tissue, they contain only the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. But and some of the cells which involves in the protein synthesis, like some cells of pancreas, plasma cells, cells of some endocrine glands, in these cells the highly developed rough endoplasmic reticulum is present, and these cells like some cells of the pancreas, plasma cells, cells of some endocrine glands, as these cells it involves in the protein synthesis, and because of that reason in these cells the rough endoplasmic reticulum is highly developed. But if we are talking about adipose tissue, in adipose tissue only the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is present, but on other side RBCs, egg cells, embryonic cell, they do lack the endoplasmic reticulum. So we can see that, we can conclude that the occurrence of endoplasmic reticulum, it varies from one cell to another cell. Now let's discuss about the types of endoplasmic reticulum. Have a look over this figure. It has a two structure. This slightly purplish structure, that is nothing but the nucleus, and adjacent to the nucleus a light a sky blue color structure is present. It represents the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and this orange color structure, it is about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So on this sky blue color structure, you can see the ribosomes or the dots are present. These dots are nothing but the ribosomes. What exactly these dots are? They are nothing but the ribosomes. Is it clear? So based on the presence or absence of ribosomes over the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, the endoplasmic reticulum is of the two types. Number one is a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Let's talk about the rough endoplasmic reticulum. By seeing from the figure only, we can understand the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The surface is rough due to the presence of ribosomes. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is also called as granular endoplasmic reticulum. Why does it call as granular? Due to the presence of the granules of ribosomes. It is called as a granular endoplasmic reticulum. And this presence of ribosomes, it makes the surface rough, and because of that reason it is called as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. So we have learned in our previous point when we were learning about the nucleus, we know that inside the nucleolus the ribosomes they synthesized, and this ribosomes is synthesized in the nucleolus and come out through the nuclear pore. So while coming out, some of the ribosomes they just got stick to endoplasmic reticulum and some scattered in the cytoplasm. So due to the presence of the ribosomes over the surface of this endoplasmic reticulum, it makes the surface rough and called it as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. So important function of ribosomes, it involves in the protein synthesis, and that's why it's a very important function of rough endoplasmic reticulum, that is it is involves in the synthesis of protein. What's the basic important function of rough endoplasmic reticulum? It involves in the synthesis of protein. Let's talk about the second important type of endoplasmic reticulum, that is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. In this figure, if you can see, it doesn't have the ribosomes over the surface, and because of that reason it is called as a granular endoplasmic reticulum, because it lacks the granules of ribosomes, and due to the absence of ribosomes it makes the surface smooth, and that's why it is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The basic function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum is it synthesizes or it helps in the synthesis of lipids and the fats. It's an important function of a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, that is it is responsible, it involves in the synthesis of the lipids and the proteins. And remember, the lipids and the proteins which synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum, it is used up for the synthesis of the plasma membrane. We have learned the composition of the plasma membrane. It is made up by the lipids and the proteins, and these are synthesized by the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or in general we can say it is synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum, that is smooth as well as a rough. It's about the types of endoplasmic reticulum. Now let's look over the different functions of the endoplasmic reticulum, or we can say what is the significance of endoplasmic reticulum. So number one, if you're talking about the synthesis of the lipids, then can you guess which type of endoplasmic reticulum it involves in the synthesis of lipid, smooth or rough? Obviously, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it involves in the synthesis of lipids and the fats. Like if we're talking about the cholesterol and glycolipids, phospholipids, all these are the different types of the lipids which are get synthesized by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The second important function of the endoplasmic reticulum, it involves in the synthesis of the proteins. When we listen or read the word protein, the first thing which should come in our mind is the ribosomes, because ribosomes it plays a very important role in the synthesis of the protein. And here the ribosomes they present over the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So we can say that rough endoplasmic reticulum, it involves in the synthesis of the proteins, which later on it is used up for the synthesis of the enzymes, it is used up for the synthesis of the hormones. So the proteins it is later on used up for the synthesis of the different enzymes and the synthesis of the different hormones. Is it clear? The third important function of the endoplasmic reticulum is it is responsible or it synthesizes the secretory protein. Here the question arises, what is meant by the secretory protein? Secretory proteins means what? So remember, again proteins means somehow somewhere is correlated with the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Is it clear? So rough endoplasmic reticulum, it involves in the formation of the secretory proteins. This rough endoplasmic reticulum, it involves in the synthesis of the secretory protein. So these secretory proteins, these are nothing but the proteins which are made by the cells. These are made by the cells, and later on cells are released out in the outer medium of the cell. They are synthesized inside the cell, and cell is get released it outside of the cell in the outer medium. For example, like the hormone insulin or the different enzymes or different digestive enzymes, these are the examples of the secretory proteins which are synthesized by the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It is also one of the important function of endoplasmic reticulum. And the next one, the endoplasmic reticulum, it helps in the detoxification. Particularly, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it helps in the process of detoxification. Here we should know that what exactly means by detoxification. Then remember, whenever we consume the food, water or other substances or through the air, some of the toxic substances, they also enters in our body. So, this smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it chemically modifies these toxic substances which enters in our body through the air, through the water or through the food. And it chemically modifies means what exactly it does here? It makes them more hydrophilic, so that it can be easily get removed out from our body, it can be easily get excreted out of our body. So, it is all about the important functions of endoplasmic reticulum. So, now let us summarize what we have learned in today's session. In today's session, we will learn the first one about the term endoplasmic reticulum, coined by the Potter in the year 1953 when he was observing the liver cells. Why does it call as endoplasmic reticulum? Because due to the location, as it is found in the endoplasmic region, is called as endoplasmic, and the reticulum, this word derived from the word reticules. Is it clear? So, this word is derived from the reticules. Reticules is the term which is used for the netting purses which were used by the European ladies in the 18th century. And because of the appearance, when it has been observed by the Potter, it observed as a net-like structure scattered in the cytoplasm, and that is why it is called as a reticulum. Is it clear? Occurrence of the endoplasmic reticulum, it varies from cell to cell. In some of the cells it is lack, in some of the cells only the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is present. In some of the cells, means those cells which involves in the protein synthesis, the highly developed rough endoplasmic reticulum is present. So, we conclude that the occurrence of endoplasmic reticulum, it varies from one cell to another cell. It has of the two types based on presence or absence of the ribosomes over the surface. Rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes, smooth endoplasmic reticulum lack the ribosome. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is also called as a granular endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is also called as the granular endoplasmic reticulum. The last, if we are talking about the functions, it helps in the synthesis of proteins. It includes the secretory proteins also. It helps in the synthesis of the lipids and also in the detoxification. So, it is all about the endoplasmic reticulum. Hope you understood what is the endoplasmic reticulum, history, terminology, types and the function. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you very much.